If you are looking for a dessert that will snatch edges and blow back lace fronts, this right here, this right here is the perfect dessert recipe. Y'all, I have absolutely outdone myself with these banana pudding stuffed beignets. They are fluffy on the outside, creamy on the inside, pillowy deliciousness. I'm telling you, as soon as you take a bite of this, you're going to wonder, where has this been all my life? Honey, I had to look at the beignet and say, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You have to try these. Full recipe will be in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with our beautiful beignet dough. You are going to want to warm your bowl up before you start putting ingredients in it because you don't want anything to bring the temperature down in your yeast. I'm putting 3/4 cups of warm water. It should be between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm now adding my 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast. Now I'm adding half of my half cup of sugar, which is 1 cup of sugar. After you do that, go ahead and incorporate it. You're going to want to let it sit in a dark, warm place for 5 minutes. I put it in my oven with the oven off. I repeat, with the oven off. When you come back, it should look frothy. It should look like foam on top of your favorite coffee, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and add our half cup of warm whole milk. If you don't have whole milk, you can use evaporated milk, but make sure it's warm but not hot. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then I'm adding the rest of my sugar, which is another 1/4 cup. Now I'm adding a room temperature raw egg. This should not come straight out of your refrigerator. And then of course I'm going to add about 1 heaping tablespoon of Cousin Peaches because, honey, she gets the party started. Now that we're mixing these things together, it's time to add our flour. What I like to do for this recipe is only add half right now into this bowl. You can add the rest once you put it into your mixer. Now, honey, I couldn't find my whisk, but if you got a whisk, honey, use a whisk. It's just gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Once you get that combined, now it's time to move over to your mixer. Put these ingredients in your mixer bowl, or you could have started with it in your mixer bowl. You don't have to use a separate bowl like I did. I was being a little extra today. I will admit that. But once this mixture is added to your mixer, then you're going to want to add the rest of your flour. I started this mixer off on a slow setting. I think I had it on 2, just so flour wouldn't go flying everywhere. And see, I am slowly adding it in increments until it is fully incorporated. This makes sure that your dough does not overmix, that your beignets don't come out tough. We do not want sourdough bread. We want soft, pillowy desserts, okay? After all of the flour has been added, now I'm going to crank it up to a medium setting. And I'm going to let that mix for about 4 minutes. While it's mixing, this is where you want to get your 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. My butter is at room temperature, and I'm adding it 1 tablespoon at a time. Now, here's a couple of things with this dough. You are going to mix it until all of the ingredients seem incorporated. This is a wet dough. It is not going to unstick from the sides of the bowl, but You will know that it's done when you can touch the dough and it not stick to your fingers. If you feel like you've been mixing it for 5-6 minutes and it's still sticky, add about 1/4 cup of flour to that batter until it stops sticking. Okay? Now it's time to proof it. I sprayed nonstick spray in the bowl. You saw me choking. And now I'm adding this beautiful dough to a glass bowl so it can proof. That means that it's going to double in size. I want to make sure that I give this dough at least 2 hours in a dark, warm place to proof. Or if I got that kind of time, you could just cover it with plastic film, put it in the refrigerator, and let it sit overnight. Either way, it needs to double in size before you do anything. Now I'm putting this in my oven to proof. My oven that's turned off. Do you understand that the oven is off? Do not put this dough in an oven that's turned on. Are we clear? Thank you. All right. I'm putting it in my oven to proof. It should double in size. Now that we're waiting on that, let's start on our banana pudding filling. Baby, this recipe is classic. It is very popular. Our clients order it all the time, and you're gonna love it whether you put it in a beignet or not, baby. I've added 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese to my clean mixing bowl. Now I'm adding an entire can of sweetened condensed milk. What you want to do is make sure that these 2 items are both room temperature, so when you begin mixing these items on medium speed, they can combine completely. You want a creamy, silky mixture. You see that? No lumps, no bumps, no humps. She is not a curvy girl, honey. She is smooth. All right. Now I'm adding vanilla extract. Honey, I ran out of vanilla extract for this video. So of course put more than that. I'd say put about 2 teaspoons. And Cousin Peaches, honey, is coming to save the day. Where I didn't have vanilla extract, honey, she's coming and she's adding all of your cinnamon sugary goodness. If you don't have our Cousin Peaches, first of all, get it. But if you don't have time to get it, you can add pumpkin spice, and you can add a handful or a 1/4 cup of brown sugar to this mix. I'm adding instant banana pudding mix and instant French vanilla pudding mix. Not regular vanilla, baby. French vanilla. That's what makes it taste good. And then again, we're incorporating all of these things until it is smooth and silky. No lumps, no bumps, no humps. Now I'm taking very, very, very cold whole milk, 3 cups. Now think about it. For the beignet dough, all of my products were warm or room temperature. Now that I'm making the banana pudding, this milk that is going in needs to be cold. 3 cups of whole milk, and then you want 1 container of extra creamy Cool Whip to mix in here after you put in your whole milk. It's gonna make it creamy and delicious. Right now, I'm just stopping for a second to scrape my bowl. You wanna make sure that you're getting all the sides, making sure all of the ingredients are well incorporated. You don't wanna miss anything. It's okay to stop every now and again and scrape your bowl. And then I'm adding the rest of my milk and the rest of my Cool Whip. And then that's gonna give you the perfect banana pudding to stuff these beignets with. All right, now it's been 2 hours and look how my dough has risen. It is absolutely beautiful. Now it's time to flatten out our dough so we can cut it into squares for beignets. I'm using a ton of flour, A ton of flour needs to be on your countertop where you're working. A ton of flour needs to go on top of the dough. And a ton of flour needs to go on your hands, because this is an enriched dough, so it's not going to be like a tough bread dough. This is going to be very soft because we want the beignets to come out, say it with me class, soft. And so you see me, I'm just spreading it and I'm gently flattening the dough. I'm not manipulating it much. I'm not over here pretending I'm making bread. I'm just trying to flatten it into somewhat of a rectangle so I can begin cutting out my squares. See, I'm patting gently. Okay, class. Now, after this, I'm getting my pizza cutter and it's time to cut it into squares. And this is very simple. You don't want to move the dough too much. The only time you want to move this dough again is when you're transferring the dough from your countertop to your oil. That's it, honey. That's all. Now, I have my pot of oil. I filled my pot halfway with vegetable oil. You could use peanut oil. And I have waited for the temperature to get 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, I checked it with a thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, just make sure it's hot enough by testing a batch first. When it comes to frying these beignets, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You want to take your time, slowly dropping this dough into the oil. You do not want to burn yourself. And literally, you only need 1 minute on each side. You want to make sure that they're golden brown. Now, right here, I got a cookie sheet. I got some paper towels, and then I got a cookie rack. This is to ensure that my beignets completely dry from the oil. You want all of that oil to drip off. We don't want a soggy or an extra greasy beignet. No, we want something that is going to be absolutely beautiful and pillowy in texture when we take a bite. And so, as you see, I'm getting excited because we're close to the finish line. We are close to the finish line. Honey, now, let me tell you, if you don't like banana pudding, baby, you could stop right here, drench these bad boys in powdered sugar, and go to town. But, honey, for those of us who like extravagance, for those of us who want brilliance, baby, we gonna stuff these things with that beautiful banana pudding that we made earlier. And literally, you want to stand by your pot. This is not one of those things that you drop a few in, you walk away, you run to the restroom, you check Instagram. No, you want to sit and watch these because these get done super quick and you don't want them to burn. You see how beautiful brown that is? Golden brown, not underdone, not burned. It's just beautiful, honey. I'm already excited. Now I'm taking my banana pudding and I have literally a liquid medicine syringe. You can use a piping bag with a metal or plastic tip, whatever you choose. But I'm using literally a medicine syringe. I put my banana pudding in there and I poked it just so I could feel the tip of that syringe go inside of the beignet, and then I'm pushing that banana pudding in there. Literally, you only need about an ounce of filling per beignet, depending on the size. You don't want them to break open. You don't want them to explode. And honestly, while you're holding them, you can actually feel the banana pudding filling the beignet. And so you'd be able to kind of feel or gauge whether it's getting too full or not. And so literally 1 syringe full was enough for me, and I pushed it right in there. And honey, I mean, they were still hot. Now, make sure they cool down enough that you can handle them by hand, but I still wanted to try them warm. So, you know, I had to be a big girl about it. And now here comes the fun part, baby. I'm just arranging them on my platter, and I am just sprinkling them with powdered sugar generously. And honestly, I didn't put enough powdered sugar. You should completely cover them in powdered sugar. And then here I am drizzling the beignets with caramel. And those are Nilla wafers that I crushed by hand. And I'm just topping them just for an added crunch, texture, and of course for presentation purposes. Baby, when I tell you these are so, look, I'm excited because now I finally get to try them. I finally get to have them.
Woo, baby, I did that. I did that. You hear me? Baby. If you like the baking, you got time, you need to do this. You need to do this. Okay? Okay?